Well, folks, good morning. It is dun 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 daytime. It's your time. It's everyone's time. It is 9:57 a.m. Friday, December 2nd, 2016. There's a lot going on today. Sorry about that. Thanks, sweetie. I tend to call women sweetie and guys and men big guy. Sometimes it's not appropriate, but I've always told everyone I can't remember names. I have issues with a lot of conscious stuff. The stronger I got, the worse the issues became. But so what? I'm not here to be some kind of outstanding citizen or some strong conscious intellect. I'm here to do a job, and I've pretty much I have done it. I'm just maintaining what I've done until I leave very soon. Anyway, I've talked about some stuff before, and I'm going to elaborate on it more so. What is the truth about telekinesis, telepathy, astral projection, remote viewing, seeing past lives? What is a psychic? Well, there's no such thing as a psychic. Everyone has metaphysical abilities as part of them. To deny that once you become aware of the situation is to deny yourself. To deny that before you're aware of the situation is innocence. It's ignorance, which is completely innocent. I'm ignorant of a lot of stuff. We all are, whether we want to admit it or not. I'll never say that in public. I'm trying to uphold this false image of myself. What? Whatever. If you know who you are, you love yourself, you know you do, you work hard to do to be yourself, to do what you're here for, to do, to be a thing, to be a being, a creature of honor and compassion. Why would you want to lie anyway? I mean, what else could you be? It's silly, man. Anyway, let's start with telekinesis. Excuse me. Initially, a lot of you have been told by spirit you're about to be telekinetic. That was the other side screwing with you. They tell you that, they make you believe it. They tell you by going into your original angels when you had them, you don't now. They will go down into the middle of your head, go down through all your upper, middle, and lower chakras. Upper, middle, and lower crowns. I'm tired and my head's feeling really rough. More change, and then go right into the hypothalamus, where the basic understanding is. It develops it with the heart, but the vast majority of about 64%, whatever, 60%, over 60% of your understanding actually occurs in the hypothalamus, in that hypothalic region. Now, so they'd be running people. They would tell you that's what's going to happen. You're going to be telekinetic. You would believe it because you would know it in your own head. Why? Because you were made to know it. People think they have free will and they're not controlled. You're just not aware, that's all. I wasn't until I started waking up and getting stronger. Again, another reason I've been promoting this, trying to do it, and a lot of times just doing it because I needed to. Every animal on this planet's been cranked up. And more than this planet, but whatever, let's leave that alone. The telekinesis, there's angels that have literally been used to move things around you, make you feel stuff. They go in the core of your spine, where it attaches to the bottom of the spine, where the core of the emotional field is, or base chakra, and they touch their energy down in there and then slightly run it up your spine. And it gives you that feeling like, oh, like love or something, or you know, praise God. Vroom. Oh, yes, you know, hello, it's a control mechanism. Your spirit guides can do it too, and a lot of your spirit guides are doing stuff that's about to be wrong. They don't know better yet, so please don't, you know, be screaming at them, okay? They're you when you're not in a body, and you want to do that for someone, okay? So we're all family. Let's try and get along as best we can. And things are going to change where it'll be controlled by the other side. There's nothing there yet that can do this. There is going to be very soon. Anyway, the thing about telekinesis, there have been angels and some other strong source on the other side moving stuff around for you, and where you think you're doing it. And then when you got to do it and you can't, that's because they're not doing it, because you were never doing it anyway. There's only a few people that have had that happen to them. JC, the wedding of Cana, the wedding in Cana, which was his wedding with Mary Magdalene. When he went to, he was told, turn the water to wine. And he goes up to his mom and says, hey man, I'm supposed to turn the water to wine. I can't do this. I mean, I know for a fact I can't do this. She goes, just do it. And he says, man, I'm telling you, I can't do it. And she said, look, do it. So he goes, okay. So with no faith in himself, he goes, oh, like that, and his primary archangel literally turned the water to wine. Everyone's like, whoo! And that actually happened. But it happened like that. It wasn't him. No matter how strong you are, when you're in a body, you're screwed as far as your ability to, your power levels, being able to use them. And you know what? It should be like that. Why? When you're in a body, you're going through hell. There is no hell other than being stuck in a body. That's the only hell there is. Okay? This stuff is hard. These bodies have been made and improved upon in the thought process of the original first beings, now dead, as a wonderful way to keep your abilities from coming out. Okay, but besides, I mean, they were made like that, but besides that, there's a good reason for that to a certain point. If you were really strong, of course, they wanted you to be controlled. They wanted whatever's in that body to be controlled, and get to the point where nobody could get to the point where they could make something, do something, use their abilities if they're really strong, and people would start making something about them, because that's not allowed. Everything has to praise the original first being, male and female. So. But also, if you're really mad at somebody and you have really strong abilities and you go to attack them in a body because you're emotional, or you were made to feel emotional through the body and you used your abilities to do something wrong that you'll regret when you get out of your body, that's not good either. Okay? So exactly what you're going to be able, there's new children coming. I've said that before, about 7 years from now. That some of them are going to be 7 years old, some of them 6.5, some of them 6, some of them 14. These kids, their DNA is, and there's others too, but these kids, their source, their bodies that came from the male and female reproductive capacities of Lily and Arae energy that were in body. Herc's barking. I'll be right back. Okay, back again. Herc's eyesight and smell is pretty darn good. All things be concerned. Of course, there's not much in the way of leaves on the trees, but he's looking at the backyard. He's looking through through my backyard, my neighbor's backyard, across the street, and then had some people walking around. Herky is source animal. He's got protective qualities too. He's not a vicious dog. He's never been anyone. He's loving and compassionate, but strong. Anyway, these children, their DNA, it's a man and a woman whose bodies literally had very strong Lily and Arae energies in spirits within these bodies once they had already mutated. The DNA had mutated to what's called RS, radiant strand. Mine is no longer like that. It's weak. A month ago, 2 months ago, definitely not the case. Okay, I'm outside of my body. I'm shutting myself down. It's time. Excuse me. So, excuse me. Okay, something stupid. Put it in the freezer. Anyway, all right, Herc. He really feels the need to protect everything. Relax, buddy. His heart is still pounding. I can feel my heart pounding. His Herky's heart's been enlarging. You know, the walls softened, getting bigger, just like mine. He's a little calmer now. He'll pick up again in a minute. Whenever he wants, whatever he wants. Anyway, it's funny, I'm still attached to his heart. I feel it, and I'm kind of beating with him. Hopefully that'll keep him calm without being forceful or anything. I don't like being forceful, but I do whatever I need to do what I need to. Again, Jay's dumb. He said the same thing twice. No, actually, each time I said the same words, they had a slightly different connotation that went towards one goal of one understanding. Anyway, I tell you all, I'm simple. I'm not simple-minded. It's a difference. Anyway, so these children already have this incredible power. Very strong stuff. You know, their DNA, when you get cranked up, your DNA is mutated to where it grows in size and strength and fiber. And those of you that are source inside or close to us, very close and important, your DNA is literally mutated to what's called RS radiant strand. It looks totally different. It almost looks like it's glowing and gummy and, you know, thick, but when you look at it under a microscope, it'll look thicker and just weird looking. Anyway, so when I crank someone up, not only do they have some of my energy, not spirits, not sentient energy, it's not a part of me that has a mind, it's just the energy. Okay, when this energy is turned on and off, it's literally what's the big part of what's in me, Arae's primary focal point that does it, because the field is part of it, which is 99% of what I am anyway. So that's why sometimes I say me. It takes too long for me to explain some things, especially with all the new people coming in all the time. And again, folks, I'm doing the best I can, man. But anyway, so the bigger and stronger your DNA is, the more energy can move through it. When you get cranked up, your brain cells don't just grow in number, they grow in size. The synapses going from one cell to another is stronger. And when some of you start going into MRIs, you're going to see this for a fact. This is all about to come out in the open, but not while I'm here doing it. I get out of here, I go. I'm going to make all kinds of things happening. I'm bringing change, not Jay Essex. Not Jay Essex. He's going to be dead very soon. It's Arae's primary focal point. What's his name? It's part of Arae. It doesn't matter what his name is. On another planet, it'd be called something else. Who cares? It's your oldest big brother that doesn't want crap for himself, and your oldest big sister, Lily, she's the same way. So anyway, that's enough of that. I have to pull myself and Arae and Lily into this stuff to explain it, because there's no way to do it without doing that on certain occasions. It's not about Arae and Lily, or excuse me, Lily and Arae. It's about everything and everyone. Really, but Arae and Lily, but it's not being done for them. It's being done for everyone else, everything else. All right. So anyway, now you have these two beings, eggs and sperm from these two different beings that come together and they create. They're already mutated DNA and everything. It's incredibly powerful. Then they create a body that has all this going on, and then here comes the spirit that happens to be strong source from Lily and Arae, or part Lily or part Arae, and it goes into that body. You now have something new, an incredibly powerful body, physical body, that because the DNA is so strong, it can move more power through it. And with the bodies being made to where their energy can flow, it's like when I go to someone crank you up, when the other source members, when they go and crank you up, and then they release your flow at the end, your energy is flying everywhere. Anne's going to do one here in about 45 minutes. Anne and I are. Anyway, that's going to be normal with everyone now. So, these children are incredibly powerful beings. They're in bodies with a brand new, freaky, totally evolved DNA. When you look at a wire going from a speaker, going from a stereo system to a speaker, it's small. When you look at the wire coming into a house, it's huge. That's because it's got to carry more current. This new DNA, it's the same process. These children, when they're ready, as long as they're strong enough and they can do it on their own, but they will be guided, it will be, the outer ability will be controlled. Not help to do something, but it'll be controlled. So it can't go get, silly. There will be restraints put on there, but not made to do this or that. These folks, they're going to be telekinetic. There's very few times anything's ever been telekinetic. One time I had one life, and at one point in my life, and one point only, and in that life, and one point only, the original first being female released my body so my energy could flow through it. The life was Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui, the 9th Incan ruler, which is funny. Number 9 is elder. And there's the great myth of the stone soldiers, that there was 6,000 soldiers that were getting ready to take over Machu Picchu, to take over the Incan tribe up there. They were coming up a steep hill to attack, and there was a little over 300 of us. Like 314 of us, something like that, 315, whatever. At the top of the hill, me and a bunch of my men, this select group. And they were going to come up to take it. There's over 1,500 people came up this hill. And then I started going telekinetic the night before. The original first being female released my energy. Then it started cranking up, and then poof. Next thing you know, I was picking up these boulders everywhere. In Inca, we were famous for making stuff out of stone. So I literally was picking up these things. They might be 30 pounds. They might be 150 pounds. And I lifted them up, and I started going like this, moving them in and out of each other when they started coming up, and killed over 1,500 of them. And then the rest of them went running away. We won the war. There's only been a couple times like that kind of energy was ever allowed to go through. There's safeguards in there, but the biggest thing that the original first being male and female were concerned about is anyone doing anything that would get any praise, because it all had to go to them. So it almost never happens. And then after that event was over, then I had other problems, to deal with, where my body was being messed with again by them. So I couldn't continue. As a matter of fact, they shortly after I started growing the Incan nation, they got real pissed and went into my head and started putting locks on just about everything I had in my physical brain. How did the Incan Empire grow to be so big so fast? Because it was done through compassion, honor, and equality. Look in your history books for this. Oh, that thing with the stones back and forth, that legend is the legend of the stone soldiers. Incan mythology, check it out. No big deal. It's just explaining what it is. They said that I made these soldiers out of stone. No, it's just throwing rocks around. Telekinesis. And that's one of the, you can count them on one hand the times any of that was ever done on this planet. So anyway, and that's because the Incan, thing had to be started. But I was supposed to go take my army and then go to one village, just destroy everyone. Go to the next one, destroy everyone. I did something different. Okay, they didn't. The original first being male and female while they were still alive, they did not like it, and then that's when it went back in my head, especially hard, and tore it up. So I couldn't do anything like that again. And whatever, no big deal. But I went over there. The first village we went over there was a large one, city, and we took it over. And then what would happen is you'd have people in the middle, and you'd put them in the middle of the town, and the chief would be in there. And normally you put everyone on their belly, and then you walk in the back, and then you go to the chief, and then you grab the chief and you kill him, cut his heart out or whatever. Well, instead, they were all standing there in the middle, and then my soldiers opened up a path. I walked up to the chief, and we brought him 3 baskets. We had rupees and garnet, nice stone gems, and then we gave him food, and then we gave him the material for better weapons. And then I said, "These are for you." I said, "You are now part of the Inca family. You worship any gods you want, doesn't matter, but you are now Inca." And the chief was like, "What the hell's going on?" And he goes, "Okay." And then as we moved along, as soon as we got there to the next town, hell, everyone was there. They threw the weapons down and said, "Hey, gimme." That's how the Incan Empire grew. Compassion, honor, equality. Look at your history books. How the hell did this guy take over so fast? There's 1,400 men, and there were other cities that had 6,000. It was through compassion, honor, equality. That's what's coming. If you don't like it, get over it. Tough crap. Now back to this thing here. I had a few people send this to me, and she was, as a matter of fact, Burju saw it. She sent it to me, and when something like that comes up, she knows for herself, but she also gets told by, our family on the other side, Strong Lily and Strong Arae, that Jay needs to see this and deal with it. So I am. You have a lot of folks that are illusionists. Hey, Herky, I love you, buddy. Good man. You gonna come lay down, buddy? I love you. I know, we hanging in there, right? You the man. Yes, you are. Anyway, so anyway, they're illusionists, magicians, and all this other stuff. What is magic? There's no such thing as magic. Ooh. No, but you know what there is? Things that can't be explained yet. So to me, that's what magic is. So is there magic? Well, not as people think. But in all honesty, magic is a word to put on something that can't be explained yet. So with that thought in mind, yeah, sure. A lot of things are considered, or would, in that case, a lot of things would be considered magic because there's no explanation for it yet. A typical daily passenger airplane flying through medieval times, that would be magic. But is it really? No, it's regular science. It's regular today, but a big thing back then. Now, these illusionists, a lot of them can, very simply do some kind of neat little things to show you. If they tell you it's entertainment, or look what I can do, but they don't claim for it to be telekinesis, good. They're entertainers. I think that's cool. Don't we all need some entertainment? Oh, hell, I do from time to time. One person here I want to talk about who's misleading, but everything is there for you to see. I look at him, I feel his energy, I like him. The name of his website, I'm looking at it right now, is Trebor7.com, Trebor7.com. And on the picture of it, he's got a white t-shirt on, his hands like this, and there's an apple floating, you know, Photoshop, whatever. And in the video, he moves stuff here and there with his hands. He takes his left hand like this, and you can't see his right hand. He's got a magnetic instrument, like on a stick on his right hand, and he uses it to maneuver back and forth. At one time, he gets 3 pieces of foil, puts it up, and then he gets ready to make his hand like he's going like this to telekinetically move it. He gets ready to move it. He gets ready to do something, and before he can go like this, he already knocks one of them down. So wow, he's that powerful. No, he's playing with electromagnetic energy underneath the table, whatever. You can build up. You can actually see him at one point build up friction on styrofoam cup, and friction creates static electricity, which magnets will move, but it won't move as good as the metal. The guy, folks, the guy's great. I love him. I think he's cool. I didn't have time to watch the whole video, just little pieces. I don't have time. I'm doing everything I can. I'm limited what I can do, folks. I'm not doing 3, 4, or 5 consults a day. I'm hardly doing any. Okay, and that's being controlled, just like keeping me out of the mass media. It's not about me, and it's time for me to leave, and I'm trying to do what I need to. When I have money that's about to come to me, that's been owed to me for a long time. Large money, but I'm just going to give a little piece. I can finish what I got to do, and then Paul Cherrick's takes the rest of it. I told you I was going to destroy this house, you know, just collapse it. Well, that's because there was an issue with the foundation. This foundation, there's some holes that are in the ground. So underneath it, not great big gaping things, but it's like, okay, this needs to be attended to. The problem was, it was like on a big hill, so I was thinking, what the heck? And then Ann just yesterday or the day before yesterday or something, I don't know, she said, you know, Jay, this could be a real nice house. It just needs to be fixed up. And I said, well, no, it's the foundation. And all of a sudden, wham, the thought was put right into my head, and it was held on. It was kept from me until this point. Okay, I used to do everything for a living for myself. I know where the holes are. Just cut a 8-inch hole in the foundation. There's next to no weight on it, and then put some metal rods in there to move it around, so it gets settled in a little bit, and you have an open way to go down to take some thinner cement. You know, the thicker cement goes in first, and then some lighter cement goes in, and you take huge metal rods. I've built all kinds of concrete stuff, and you cut them and you slam them at different angles in there, and then you pour the cement in there. And then once it dries, you have built the cement pillar under the foundation. But there's also the concrete isn't just going to break and go away, because it's got all that rebar and other concrete and steel rods down in there holding everything together. So that turned a problem that would have been about $30,000 into I don't know, a $1,200 ordeal. Just say $2,000. So I'm going to save the house. I've got a friend that's going to come in and take out the wiring that's in it, take out the old 100 amp fuse box and put in a 200 amp fuse box, run the new wiring, so that way it can maintain the house. Anyway, and it's going to be to help people. That's what it's about. That's what I've always been about. People, animal people, plant people. What are these people made of? No, it's just everything's people. So anyway, so this guy, Trevor Savin, if you look at him, he starts the thing with a card trick. I mean, he's trying to show you that he has developed certain abilities, and he has. But not telekinetic. He has no telekinesis whatsoever. The guy's cool. He's an entertainer, and I think a good one, okay? But those of you that are thinking he's really telekinetic, no, he's not. No, he's not at all. I don't know that he drinks or doesn't, and I'm leaving that right there for a reason. I'd love to sit down and have share a bottle of wine with a guy. Basically what I'm saying, he might have a beer or something, but anyway, it doesn't matter what I'm trying to say. He's a good person, but folks, he's not telekinetic, that's all. Listen to him talk. You can feel his heart. He's good people. And he's also trying to get known. And the internet's good for that, I guess. You know, I mean, it is, I guess. But why not? It's more a matter of, you know, being known for who you are. And he's good with his hands doing all this stuff. I mean, that's great. But telekinesis does not yet exist. Okay? It's only happened like 5 times on this planet. I've cranked people up and had stuff fly around their house. So emptied out, I just threw everything off a shelf. Okay, I've gone in stores. My energy has sent stuff flying. It's not my conscious mind doing it. It's my energy outside doing it. So it does not belong to me. The very first time it happened was in a Starbucks. And my energy just cranked up. I had to lean over. My base chakra, the energy built up so big there, and then wham, went flying up my spine, but only halfway. And then it just sent 2 of the pour-over coffee filter holders, went flew in the air, held them there a second, and went bam. I can't claim. I didn't claim that. It's not mine. I told them it was my energy doing it, but it wasn't me. I didn't have control of it. And the guy, you know, said, yeah, sure. And then I literally immediately gave 3 real hard readings to all the employees there that were there, except for the one guy that had that attitude towards me. And they were just kind of blown away. And then I just left. But that's metaphysical. Those things that are real, the things that are real, that's part of you. You're real. These are real parts of you. Okay? Telekinesis? No, not yet. Okay? And not everyone's going to be telekinetic. Almost no one is going to be able to perform telekinesis through the body. Anytime it happens from now, as soon as this body's dead, the only time it's ever going to be allowed to happen is when it's real, and it's the person. Compassion, honor, and equality. If you don't have truth, you have no honor. There's no foundation for honor without truth. And that'll be throughout creation, and then it'll start coming in here. Anyway, so telekinesis, no. It's only happened a few times. Telepathy. Telepathy exists everywhere. One of the best known examples we have of this right now on any large scale is the Aborigine in Australia that have to talk a long ways away. And folks, they've been raising the children knowing they can do this. Okay? When you go to quote unquote heal someone physically, when you quote unquote go to heal someone physically using your energy, that's not you doing it. It was angels doing it. Okay. You can work with people, give them your energy, your love and compassion, and that does go inside their DNA. And then if they build up their own energy, they help their own DNA, and you can help them heal themselves. But it's not closing an open wound. There's a difference. Okay. A lot of people think they can, you know, rip spirits and stuff out of a body doing this and that. No, they can't. This exorcism stuff, that's a joke. But at least exorcism, they're calling out for this quote unquote, you know, non-existent God thing to take care of them, to remove the spirit. That's a joke, especially when people start talking with the spirit guides. But there are times when, if a soul's 27% negative or more, when part of their energy actually lets another loose, free-floating spirit in it that's negative. So somebody can only be 27% negative and actually allow a 47 or 67% negative soul inside it. Usually it's another one about 37%. At the most 47%. If someone's 47% or 37%, they might let something in that's 87% negative. So the few that are 97% negative, there's angels out there that literally keep them from going inside other people, causing too much commotion to the quote-unquote timeline, creation line, the lifeline that people are having as a whole. Creation has to come together as a family. You don't have to talk to each other, but you have to acknowledge that you'll exist. You will over time. It's going to be natural. And it has to move forward as a group. It's like everyone getting on the bus moving forward. Get off the bus, have different days. Don't have to talk on the bus. You just a way of something happening. development of the spirit while it's in a body. And the body's going to change to energy body soon, which is going to really be awesome. But when we go into the energy bodies, 72 to 78% of all the abuse in life is going to be gone in creation, in the physical creation. It's going to be gone in the third dimension. By 2020, a third of the abuse you have in your life, your personal lives are like a third on the top end will be gone. Anyway, so telepathy, talking with your mind, that's very real. The more you relax and let it go and then focus, the better you'll do at it. Okay? It also has to do with your power level. It also has to do more so with at first by connecting to your true self inside, relaxing. What's another one? Astral projecting. Almost everyone does that. You astral project two different ways. Most of the time when you go into different dimensions and stuff like that, you're going through your pineal. Okay? When you want to go astral project, which is actually remote viewing, you go through the scanner. So let's go ahead and make a difference in astral projection and remote viewing. The scanner energy field is right up here. Okay? The energy fields for that are located in the front 2/3 of your brain. That's all I'm going to say. There's energy fields within it that need to be manipulated in a very unique way. And there's nothing synthetic that can do that. So you can help a brain grow in size, but you can't manipulate this through external means. It has to be done on the other side by source. Or, source in a body that's strong enough. But anyway, remote viewing, you actually go within this dimension. You can see a little above, a little below, little shadows mostly here and there. But you see with very high definition. Through the pineal, it's more computer-generated images, and it's a little blurrier. But you can still see things, and you go through multiple dimensions. So that's astral projection and then remote viewing, okay? Sometimes people, especially empathic people that have good heart energy, they look at someone and they would swear that they're reading their mind because they're getting some of their thoughts. And they know they are because these people are awake and they're, using their abilities. Well, they are getting some of the person's thoughts, but they do not have the ability to go in a person's mind and take the thoughts out. Okay, well, if they can't do that, then how the hell, or they can't go into a person's mind and read their mind. But if they can't do that, how the hell do they get their thoughts? Through the heart. Everyone's heart, a natural process, takes the major thoughts from your brain, the major emotions from your base chakra, they pull it together, mix it up, and then like a magnetic field, it is a form of electromagnetic energy. It's the fifth field of energy within the first dimension that was necessary to create sentiency within a field of energy. Spirit, sentient energy. Okay? So by itself, it is not. Electricity going through a wire, that's very big part of this energy. Okay? It's not the same thing, but that same thing is in there along with some other stuff. Anyway, how to put it together. All of you have incredible abilities. You haven't come close to accessing yet. Telekinesis is not one of them. But these other things, your ability to astral project and leave your body, almost except for a little trail of your energy, like a thread, leave it and go out and run around and have fun. To remote view something, the military, governments, they love that stuff. Get into people's safes and read the government information, access it without being able to, without having to be there physically. That's what helps people with a quote-unquote photographic memory. They go back in time and just look at it. Telepathy. Yes, we talked through telepathy. Okay? Folks, you all have incredible abilities, but telekinesis is not one of them. Sorry. Like I said, there's been like maybe 5 times on this planet that it's been allowed to happen. Anyway, that's all for this. So when you, if folks, if I was you, and you have some time, and you know I'm not big on the internet, go down to Trebor7, TREBOR7.com. Your illusionists, they have a tendency to kind of push the falsivity of what they're doing, part of the act and everything. But look, the guy's a good guy, okay? Just remember that if you look, the one arm's hidden, and one time he uses both hands, and uses his knees. So you see both the hands up in the air, but then his knees move, and the table's not made out of glass. At one point he's got stuff on his knees, and he uses that to move the energy around, but he can't control it as well, and that's why it knocks the card over. It knocks the tin foil over. Anyway, and you can also take magnetic coatings and put it on, and where it absorbs into paper. So, and at one point you see him take the styrofoam cup and he rubs it like this. Well, he's building up static electricity. The guy's cool. The guy's smart. I like him. If I had time, I'd watch the whole video. But just know this for yourself, okay? That telekinesis, you'll see it in the future. 7 years from now, very, very powerful children will be walking around. Most of them will be out in space. They'll be in ships. This is for the universe. Folks, I love you, man. Have a good.